Town make it 6 points from 6. And we're here to break it all down. It was obviously Ipswich Town 1, Stoke 0. And it's live. It's Talking Town. And it's... Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Thursday. That's right, we're more or less live every night of the week. It's Talking Town. I'm your host, The Gov, joined by Steve B, and you wonderful people at home. So please get active in our live chat. Leave us your comments following a 6 point week so far. Ipswich Town beating Stoke last night 1-0. Thanks to all the lovely comments on my match reaction show from the car. Do enjoy doing those directly after the game. It's just raw emotion. We are here again just to break it all down a little bit more detail. Obviously, we've had a chance to look over the highlights, seen games back. I know I've seen it back at least once, just to really discuss what went well and what didn't go so well. So this evening, we've got Town in 60 coming up. That will start as the evening. We've got our flashpoints. And, of course, we've got our likes and dislikes and anything else that you want to bring to the party. Stephen Peck kicks us off with a £2 super chat. Stephen, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. He left that early door. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And don't forget, this show is brought to you in partnership with Match Bingo. We're teamed with Match Bingo to give you a deposit bonus when you use the word Town all in caps. Use that word Town all in caps for a 100% deposit bonus. The deposit minimum is £10, and while it's bonus cash and can't be withdrawn, the winnings absolutely can be. So you get a 100% deposit bonus by using the word Town, all in caps. Match Bingo, play by scanning the QR code on the screen or link in the description. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information. Over 18s only. In case I didn't say that already, just want to make sure I said it twice. Steve, welcome into the show. We're going to kick things off with our Town in 60. This, of course, is where we let it loose and we just say what's on our mind in 60 seconds or less. I'll put the clock on the screen. You can kick us off. Go.
No pressure, Gov. 60 seconds. Yeah, loved it. Nice relationships between the players being built. Nice unchanged team apart from the forced change, which we knew was going to happen. Some beautiful passing. Really good defending as well. Thought we defended really well last night because Stoke were no slouch. Yeah, I thought the gameplay and the decisions were really good. There was a few issues around up the top, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I thought it was some real nice cohesion with the settled team. And it you could really see them start building confidence between the midfield and the front three per se, including Leaf getting involved in it as well. But we'll talk a little bit about that as well.
We certainly will. Look at that. You beat the clock. Well done. Great one. We've got Ipswich Town, Old Boy 5985. Feels like something is building. Mike says, evening all, solid win, but we need to sort our chances. Created to converted rate, can't keep relying on one piece of magic if we want promotion. It has to be addressed, and certainly the big chance creation statistic, which has been sort of spoken about in recent weeks about Town being up there with chances created, but so it's got to turn around. That was on full effect last night, really, with the chances we created, and we'll get into those. But my 60 seconds, I won't start with that obviously because Mike's so eloquently put it in our chat. I'll tell you what, I'll break mine into two different halves. So here we go. First half is first of all a consistent team. I love it. Been asking for it for weeks. Thank you. I know he had to make one change, and that was fine. But he could have resisted, or he certainly could have been tempted into making 2, 3, 4, 5 changes. But he made one, and I called for it on Saturday. I got it on Wednesday, and I'm delighted with it. It's like an Amazon delivery. Order it on a Saturday, and it comes on a Wednesday, and you can't be any more happier than that. The second half of my 30 seconds, I won't need 30 seconds for this one. It's quite simple. That light show last night, wow, whoa, that was almost one of my likes this evening. I absolutely loved it. How have I got to 36 years of age and I've never experienced a light show at Portman Road before? This is amazing stuff. If this is what the Leisure Pound is going on, I'm all for it. You keep cranking it up because I'll keep paying for it. That was a good one. That's my 60 seconds, Steve. I absolutely loved that live show. Loves it.
Oh dear.
It made my evening. It really did. Stephen says, nice, we got light shows. Mike, Evan Ferguson's back at Brighton in January. Worth the pun. Is Evan Ferguson a player that will be on your radar, Steve?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a bit too injury prone for me. I think with January, I think it will be a case of you'll see if the board really want to back us to go up. And I think that that will have to be a real either investment of we think that this person's going to take us to that next step going up. It's got to be a number 9 that's going to play. It can't be a loan that's going to sit behind George Hurst because actually we want a player that's going to take us through. So they're going to have to spend, and there's no ifs or buts about it. I don't think you can have another Akpom style, Azon style loan for the latter part of the season. I don't think it benefits anyone because then you're going to have to rebuild again when you go up, and I don't think that's going to work.
Okay, all right, no, fair point, fair point. I think Mike's been an Evan Ferguson fan for quite a while, so I'm guessing, Mike, you would take the punt, as you put it, in the chat on Evan Ferguson. Do let us know. AD says they have light shows at away grounds all the time. I've seen a light show at away grounds once or twice in my time, but it hits differently when it's Portman Road, when it's your home, when it's your seat, and it's your familiar surroundings. That hits different. It will hit me different. I was like, wow, I'm loving this. This is great. All right, let's go to the flashpoints then. Are there going to be many flashpoints? Well, I don't know, because it was only a 1-0 game. Although it felt like it could have been a 3-4, 5-0 game, but it was a 1-0 game. And it all came inside the first, few minutes. Town absolutely starting fast, Steve, starting well. And it's a great goal. If you've watched it back, if you've seen it live, if you've seen it again and again and again and again, it's a great team goal. It's up there with the goals that we scored in the championship campaign that got us promoted. Really good style of play, fantastic football, Steve, and a brilliant finish by Jaden Philogene.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it all starts with the hole down the left-hand side, and we did that quite a lot throughout the game. Leaf is just obviously bombing away, and I think you mentioned it, Gov, in your car after reaction show, is that actually when Leaf goes that way, the fullback has got to make a decision. And if he makes the wrong decision, then he leaves Jaden free. And if he goes with Jaden, he leaves Leaf free. And that's great in the championship. We can do that. And that the touch from Nunes was just exquisite. I mean, if he'd got that badly wrong, then Jaden would have he would have struggled, as good as he is at hitting them worldies, because he is. But that touch was just beautiful, and you see the quality of the player in Nunes. He just knits it all together, and when he's on it. And him and Egley is starting to have a real good relationship as well. He's with Jaden as well, but him and Egley as well. But yeah, just that deft touch, and it's a beautiful strike, absolute beautiful strike up there. Really, really good, beautiful strike.
It is a lovely goal, isn't it? But as Stephen says, is it even in Jaden's top 3?
Probably not. I'm not sure. It's difficult, isn't it? Because he's had some bangers, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He has absolutely had some bangers. So yeah, it's up there. I don't know whether it's his top one, but he's had some absolutely beautiful strikes on goal. He's developing himself into quite a player. A lot of people, and I don't think this is a lie, a lot of people were quite concerned, one, about his attitude, and two, about actually his performances the end of obviously last season coming into pre-season. But I think Matty Phillips said like he had a really good pre-season. I watched him pre-season, and something just clicked. He was just like, right, I'm on it now, let's go. And whether that's McKenna's magic wand or not, I don't know, but he has really gone from strength to strength. Really, really, really good player at the moment on confidence.
Yeah, totally agree. He didn't have to break stride, says Mike. Perfect. Egley and Nunez were playing some nice passes between themselves. Absolutely. We'll come to those in just a moment. But Nunez's movement for that goal was great. Checks in and then lays a lovely ball that, as Mike says, Jayden doesn't even have to break stride. The ball is such a perfect weighted ball. You haven't got to control it. You haven't got to touch it. You can just come onto it and hit it. And I was right behind it in my seat in the cobble stand, Steve, and I shouted goal the moment it left his boot, because it would have taken a world class save to keep it out. He kept his head over it, kept it down, hit it sweetly. Really, really good goal. And you saw throughout the course of the game either Leaf on the overlap or Leaf on the underlap and going inside. And I really like that wrinkle that McKenna has brought to the tactical approach play and how we are in possession, because you've got a back four traditionally or a back three, and you simply have to pick your poison. And whichever way you choose, you're going to be wrong more than you're right. And I like that. I like that. If you go with Leaf on the inside, you need Jayden hugging that touchline with nobody around him, and he is dangerous with the ball at his feet, Steve, when he's got nobody around him.
I would like to do a little shout out to Darlon Furlong, because he's allowing Leaf to go in, because he's dropping in. They're almost going into a 3. And I think with that, he's sensible. He's confident enough to go in that 3. And we'll talk about the centre backs in a little while, I'm sure. But he'll sit in there and he'll let Leaf go. And that's fine. He's not Axel, but he's almost growing into that role of going into the 3, and he's comfortable at doing that. He's steady. There's nothing that really phases him too much. Furlong, I like him in that position. He's been a real good asset to the team, I must admit.
He's a very steady defender.
Yeah,
very steady, good defender, and he's perhaps not as good defensively as Axel, but then Axel was really a centre half playing right back that had some ability going forward, and that's actually what we're seeing a lot more from Darnell Furlong as well, Steve. Is that ability to go forward and go on the overlap past Egley. I saw more of that yesterday from him than I perhaps had seen in previous weeks. But to finish off the point in terms of Davis and Jayden, if you leave Jayden isolated, great, ball at his feet, acres of space, dangerous. If you leave Davis in the middle, Davis is no slouch either in terms of ability with the ball or how to strike a ball on goal or those assists. Well, of course, if you go with Davis and Jayden, you are going to leave, just by pure numbers, either a centre forward or a number 10 in space. And again, you get those players in space, particularly Marcelino Nunez. So it's a really good wrinkle. And on the other side, you've got, and this is what the 10's bring into it. He doesn't necessarily bring the goals at this point, and he perhaps never will, Marcelino Nunez, that Chaplin or a more striker type number 10 would bring. But what he does bring is this link-up play. And we saw this on the right-hand side, particularly with Nunez and Sindravali Egley. And them two are on a real wavelength, Steve, where they understand each other. And the more they play they play in the same team, the more they're going to learn what works best, where they're going to be, what flicks they can do, etc. But they appear to be, from the get-go, on the very same wavelength. And they link up so well.
I would also go to further enough to say that the middle two as well. So Matasiwa was, the game before that where Nunez pinged the ball over to Hurst to go through, that came from Matasiwa. And they're now having an understanding of, actually, Nunez will drop in if he needs to and then can ping that ball, or he can travel. So everybody around there, he's knitting it all together, and he's got the quality. And I think that's what we've been really aching for, is that sort of player. He's never going to score Chuba Akpom in the 10 for Middlesbrough, 20, 30 odd goals. He's not that player. He'll score some goals from free kicks, but he delivers. His delivery is phenomenal. And when he's on it, he's unplayable, unbelievable. Good player, really good player.
It's a shame Azul has a suspension coming. He's on 9 now, isn't it? Walton ain't going anywhere for a while. Another clean sheet. And Mike's giving you a little bit of stick in the chat. All right.
Yeah.
You'll learn this. The Talking Town community is the best community on the internet, but it does also keep receipts. It does also keep receipts. When is he rotating the goalkeeper, Steve?
He will do at some point. I don't know whether Palmer's fit yet.
On the bench. On the bench.
Was he on the bench? Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Stand corrected, Mike. Fair enough.
There you go. Well, I mean, it's only one game, right? You don't know how fit Alex Palmer obviously
I can't see Palmer coming in if Fulton's still playing the way he is. But I know what McKenna's like. We've been there, done that. We've seen the team sheets, 5-6 changes. Hopefully, with this now settled per se side, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see just the odd few changes. But the jury's still out.
The jury is indeed still out for you anyway. For you,
yeah.
Mike, don't apologise. This is what it's all about. We will tell you when we are right. Believe me, we will tell you when we have been proved right. So we want you to hold us to account when we are wrong. Believe me. Oh, look, is that Ricky Harper calling for his Parrot of the Year award? Hang on, I've just got a better answer. No different to the goalkeeper, says Leighton James. Ipswich Town old boy, he stuck with Vlad. He did stick with Hladky. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, he did.
Muric is the best option. Yes, Leighton. Finally, another person that says Muric is the best option, just like me and just like JG in our Discord. We are big Muric fans over on the Discord. Now, we have got some voice messages this week. Now, once again, apologies that last weekend's voice messages were left off the show. Obviously, I was unwell. And things don't always deviate or work out how I wanted them to. And of course, we've had a game, we've had shows. We're live again tomorrow at 7:30 for our match preview, looking ahead to Leicester. So I'm really sorry they got missed. I'm going to try and put them in a video for you and put them on YouTube so people still hear them, because I want your opinions to be heard. But I want you to also know I'm really sorry they weren't played on Monday's show and on Sunday's show. But we have got some from last night, only 2. It's almost like Town have won 6 points from 6. So come on, people. Even when we win, get your opinions in. But here they are, Steve. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Evening, Gov. You all here? Decent win that. Take that. 1-0 against Stoke on a Wednesday night. Glorious goal. Lovely little drop cut from Nunes into Philogene just to stop that ball and move that defender. That was sumptuous. Lovely finish. They played all right in the first half. Stoke aren't really a bad team. They played the ball around nicely. They actually had more possession than us overall, and the first half especially. Walton kept him out a couple of times. Defended really well again. O'Shea and Kipre becoming the solid pair that we hopefully thought they might be. Furlong didn't have much to do. Kept himself quiet, which is what you want from a right back, I guess. Leaf, candidate for man of the match for me. I thought Leaf was brilliant. Defended well, tackled well, got forward wonderfully, nearly scored. Brilliant. Taylor and Matchday were again in the middle with quality. Ason's missed. I mean, the header. We got really good position for the header of the second half, but straight at the keeper. But he's missed in the first. I mean, you could have, if he wanted to, had time to build another goal on top of the goal, and he probably still would have put it over. That was one of the craziest high shots you'll ever see. But second half, very professional, kept the ball away from him, frustrated him, still had some chances. Buy a striker in January, and we go up automatically. Simple as that. Everything else behind the striker is coming in lovely. Just need that man up front. Up the town, happy 3 points, happy win. Up the Talking Town, speak soon. Bye.
Up and down.
This is ITFC Beer. But I'd give my opinion as I'm still walking home at 12:30 in the morning. Nice journey. Nice of them not to put a later train on, but it is what it is. Glorious 2 minutes, and the rest is kind of a professional finish, seeing out the game. Small burst of greatness, but beyond that, we're sure at the game we didn't concede, so that's always a plus. Isn't one that we're going to tell the grandkids in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, or anything else like that, but a win's a win, as they say. So, up down.
Up and down. There's your voice messages for this week. Thank you ever so much for Bjorn and ITFC Bid for leaving them. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But the first caller there, Steve, if Towns get the centre forward sorted in January and buy one, automatics, do you go along with that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure, if I'm honest. I think it really depends on the player that we get. And like I said to you before, Gov, if we're looking for a lone stopgap, it's potentially going to be someone that maybe hasn't played, or maybe someone who's on the peripheral. It's going to take a little bit of time in order to do that. If we're going in for someone who, you know, has been playing and we're putting a big bid in for someone that we think is going to take us to the promised land, then it might be a little bit different, because they've been playing. Okay, they're going to have to adapt. I still think we're going to have to rely somewhat on Hurst and Azon, but I think also they need backup with someone who's, I said, it's going to be just give us that extra little bit more to push. You can never say never, Gov, but I think we've just got to make sure that we get the right person before we even think about automatics. We need that right person to get that fit.
We've got a question in the chat there from Leighton. Should we not give Schmodix a run in the number 9 position? Interesting one, that one, obviously, because you've got Akpom who in the 9 position. So does Leighton mean up front, do you feel? Because that for me is not. I wouldn't be putting Schmodix up front.
No, I wouldn't either. I think, if I'm honest, Schmodix for me played some really good stuff on the left when he played in Blackburn as well. He didn't he played across that front, but he played some good stuff off left,
inside left position.
But he's obviously not going to get a look in there with Jayden playing the way he is and everything else. I think Schmodix is a grafter. He's a runner. He's someone that maybe you utilise when they're tired and you want to force a mistake. You want to hustle them. You want to really do the high press. He's someone there where you go on, just give him some hassle. He's that kind of player. Again, he's a completely different than Nunez, who's obviously master on the ball. Yeah,
and I also think, for the very same reason I was going to go into when I misread the question and thought Leighton was trying to suggest we should give Schmodix a run in the 10. You've got Akpom, you've got Azon and Hurst currently as 3 players perhaps that could play up front ahead of Sammy Schmodix. And in the 10 position, you've got Schmodix who forms a little team of Nunez currently, and Akpom who could play in the 10 position. It's about getting the best out of what you've got. And we'll see changes on Saturday, that's for absolute sure. But we'll discuss that tomorrow, 8 o'clock for our match preview. Let's go to some likes and dislikes from yesterday then, Steve, as we sort of round up this look at yesterday. I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
I really liked, and this is going to be no surprise to absolutely nobody, I really liked Matasiwa's performance yesterday. I thought he was absolutely excellent. And he's excellent at positioning. He positioned himself exactly where he needs to be positioned. You're not ever going to see him you will do it at times, but you won't see him make a 20-yard sprint because he's out of position. He puts himself exactly where he needs to be by reading the game just so well. And the amount of times the ball's on the floor and in the air that don't even reach the 2 centre halves is absurd. Absolutely absurd. I was sat there in the cobblestone, and every time they knocked it forward or tried playing through, there was Matasiwa. There was Matasiwa. I was showing Kipre, honestly, that they get probably a quarter of the balls that they would normally have to contend with because of Azor Matasiwa. He is sensational, Steve. I really liked his performance yet again yesterday.
Intelligent footballer.
Correct.
Positionally aware massively. He just is the solver. He is, I'll sit here, you come through me. You play through me. And unbelievable. One of, if not one of the best signings that we've done this year. He has grown massively into this league and into this team, and first person on the team sheet, in my opinion, absolute phenomenal player.
Here's a question for you, raised by Leighton, one of our YouTube members.
Yeah.
Who stands in for him if he gets another yellow card?
Oh, I don't know. It's really difficult. I don't know, if I'm honest, Gov. It have to be Jens, but he's not that type of player.
No.
He's not that type of player. And it'll have to be very clear to him that he'll have to sit in, but I don't think he can play that role. I honestly don't know, Gov. And I don't think there is. No. He's just, as Nunez is integral of knitting that front area. He's integral in knitting that middle area, moving, transforming the ball forward. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one.
And I guess to give you a dislike, I really dislike how they've not got somebody to cover Matasiwa. I really don't. They obviously had a window. They could have addressed this. They started the season. Whether they tried or not, we don't know. We're football fans. We don't get every single news story, but we can only speak on what we know. And what we know is we've currently got one out-and-out defensive midfield player within our football squad. And he's walking the Sam Morsey tightrope, Steve, where he's now got to go several games, several hundred games, it will feel like, without getting a yellow card, or certainly make it to January. Now, they always say, don't they, it's better to be lucky than good. Will they get lucky? And he will be able to walk the tightrope long enough that, you know, goes past Leicester, Wednesday, Millwall, Coventry, QPR, etc., and get to January and bring somebody in so that when he does have the suspension, should he ever get it, they've got somebody they've brought in on January that can step in? Or will they be unlucky, or will their mistakes in the summer in not having a replacement come home to roost because he'll get suspended, say, from against Leicester, yellow card against Leicester, he'll miss Wednesday, he'll miss Millwall, or yellow card against Wednesday, he'll miss Millwall or Coventry, which would be two big games you don't want him to miss. Certainly Coventry away, that would be, for me, a disaster going into that one without Matasiwa. It's an interesting one. Will they get lucky, or will they fall on the wrong side of it?
I don't.
They're doing those, Steve.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And they knew that. They knew that when Morsey went. And they may well have tried. I think they put all eggs in baskets of getting Hackney. And like, I mean, there was talk about Brownhill, wasn't there? He was supposed to be interested in coming. This and the other. That never. I mean, he's a different sort of player. He's not really a defensive player, if I'm honest. But I can't see him getting past Millwall without getting a booking, if I'm honest, Gov. I just can't. You know, I just think...
Well, he's going to have to really, you know, because some of the cards he's got, Steve, haven't even been yellow card tackles for me. Not even been tackled, some of them.
No, they haven't.
But we are. All right, your turn. Likes and dislikes. What have you got for us, Steve? What did you like? What did you dislike from yesterday?
Okay, my likes were the centre-back pairing. I think they've got a really, really good understanding. They are building a real good relationship. And it's looking quite steady at the back. I did like that. Certainly with Furlong as well. I think that's real building into a really good relationship. That's my likes.
Are you ready for Greaves come back in on Saturday then?
Nah, can't see it. Can't see it.
Well, I think you'll be surprised.
Cannot see it. The only way I can see Greaves coming back is if Leaf gets injured and he plays on the left, and that's the only way. And that's the only way I can see him coming back, if I'm honest. Kipri he's phenomenal. He's another one who's a real presence. He builds confidence. Him and O'Shea, I think O'Shea's got stronger with him next to him. I think they're getting a real good partnership. They're real commanding, and I think Kipri's got a lot to say about that. He's been a very good acquisition.
Okay, all right. Yeah, here's one for you, right? And I'm not saying this is my suggestion. Jacob Greaves in the holding midfielder role should Matasiwa go down suspended.
Could do. He's good enough with his feet. I think
I wouldn't necessarily want it. I'm just saying if you absolutely were desperate.
If I'm honest, I think McKenna will change it before then. I think he'll pull him if he's that concerned about it. But I don't know. I don't think he would. I think they'll play that tightrope. I think they'll just play that gamble.
It's not one I would go for.
No, it's not one I would either.
As we were discussing them. All right, any more for us? What you got?
Likes or dislikes?
Whatever you want. It's your turn to just open it up and...
Dislikes.
Dislike coming in.
Jaden playing right to the end. He was leggy. He'd absolutely run his socks off. He needed to come off. And I think he was absolutely shattered, bless him. So I would have liked to have seen him come off maybe a little bit like 10, 15 minutes off the end.
Does that tell you, Steve, that he will definitely be one that is making way for Saturday?
I think so. I think it'll be Mr. Clark. I really do. I think he was all the way through. So that was one of my dislikes.
I agree. I agree, actually.
And the other one is, unfortunately, Mr. Azon. Obviously, he had a little bit of a nightmare with one of his shots, which was a rugby shot over the old sticks. I think I've said this all along, us as fans, we just need to be a little bit careful because he's a young man. He has come into his first time away from obviously his native home. And I think we just got to be a little bit careful because, he's a confidence guy, as the guy from the league has said, the reviewer. I think we just need to be mindful of that. Yeah, there are going to be people that do that. Lots of people are in that position. His header was straight at the goalkeeper. It could have gone either way. That would have been in. That was an absolute rocket. But I think he's still learning a little bit. So I think we've just got to be patient, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so I agree and I disagree with the first one in regards to Jayden. I can see you thinking. I don't like Jayden being onto the end from an injury standpoint, but then I think about it was a 1-0 game. And he is a player that has impacted the game already, got you the goal, was taking on his winger, as Luke says here, and was playing really well right up to the last minute. Yeah. So I can see you thinking, and I don't like it, but that's just more human nature and not wanting to see one of your best assets, possibly go down injured, but he didn't, obviously, thankfully. I probably would have left him if I was Kieran McKenna.
Still got Clarkey though, haven't you? Still got Clark you can put on. Do you know what I mean? For 10, 15 minutes.
But he put Clark on the right, didn't he? And it was McAteer he could have brought on, moved Clark back to the left.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Azon, I mean, I've seen the one where he blazes it over the bar back. I mean, there is a defender on the line, but still, it's one defender who can't use his arms or his hands, and you just got to finish it. Really hit the target. I mean, even if you blast it at the defender, at least you then hit the target. I mean, if you hit the target, you can say, if he hit it left or right. But what you don't absolutely want to do, and that's composure, isn't it, in that moment in time? That's a composure moment. That's where you've got to take a deep breath as a striker and seal the deal, take the goal, and then knees slide into the corner, and everyone's, giving you a round of applause, and your teammates are running over.
Yeah. But then...
As young players, you don't always have that composure.
No, you don't, and that's what I was going to say, Gov, is that it just shows the focus that January needs to be bringing someone in. So still having Azon there, and I think he's got a making of a good striker. His movement off the ball, moving from the left to the right, as I said before, when he took his goal, was really, really nice. But at that point, with the whole composure, that's something that comes with time and experience. And actually, let's be honest, we're throwing him in the Championship, which can be quite difficult at times. It's not the easiest of leagues to learn your trade in, and he's expected to go up there and do what he needs to do. So I just think we need a little bit of patience. At the end of the day, he's come on loan. He's not. We haven't bought him. He's having that experience. It's a gamble for us and really for us. And, let's just give him a little bit of time. And I know we're 1-0 up. And I know that, that puts a little bit of pressure on us. But don't we like pressure as Town fans right at the last 90 minutes where we're biting our nails? Of course we do. We love it, don't we? Always. But we just need to be patient, and I think it will come good. I really do. But it just shows January. The board really need to go right. We're going to get this. This is our target. How much do you want? Plain and simple. Because if we want to go up, that's what we're going to need to do.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
Yeah, I was just checking my nails because they absolutely needed me to be biting them at 91 minutes as Walton tips it over when he probably should have caught the cross. If I'm honest. I'd like to see him try and catch that cross, but I'm not seeing that bit of the game back. I've just had to remove a couple of people from the studio because we are rounding up the show now. There is no link this evening because it's a busy week. Obviously, last night live in the game, tomorrow night live, Saturday we're live, Sunday we're live. And I've got dinner. And nobody, and I mean nobody, gets between me and dinner, Steve. Nobody.
Everybody wants to come and speak to me and challenge me on what I've said, Gov. That's what it is.
I do. They want to lay it down about the goalkeeper rotation.
Yeah.
A says, loving your new backdrop, Gov. Remember the early TTs live from your sofa. Yes, we are progressing. We really are progressing. I love that. Don't forget, we are partnered with Stowmarket Osteopaths. Quality care in Stowmarket since 1985. That's a long time to be delivering quality care, but they've been doing it. Osteopath, physiotherapy services. Call them on 01449 613 633. That's 01449 613 633. Freddie's the governor there at Stowmarket Osteopaths. 01449 613 633. Am I live Christmas Day? I am not live Christmas Day, Nick. However, I am live. I want to say on the 24th, but then certainly on Boxing Day I'll be live, and on the 27th, and the 28th, and the 29th. I'm loving it. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here. Town will play. I'll create the content, and hopefully you will join us. I'm loving it. Bring back the sofa and the dogs. Oh, cheers, mate. Vote of confidence in it in the new backdrop. Bring back the sofa and the dog. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. All right, Steve. Any more likes or dislikes as we turn the corner and round up the show? Don't forget, you lot at home, if you're watching brand new here, hit the subscribe button. Come on. For all your town news, views, fan opinion, and more. And we're live every day, it seems. So you get all your daily content from Ipswich Town. Right, go for it, Steve.
No, I'm all done, Gov. I think that was it for me. I think just generally was the consistency of the play, and Matchday, well, absolute beast. But yeah, that was my likes and dislikes.
Have I got any other likes or dislikes? I really enjoyed. I really liked Egley's performance, Nunez's performance. I don't know if I liked or disliked Jack Taylor carrying on. No. Well, I thought he'd taken a kick and had a knock.
All right.
But then I was told afterwards, actually, no, he'd been sick.
Oh, lovely. Didn't see that one.
I haven't seen it, and I don't know how accurate that is. But someone in the live reaction show said that either way, he wasn't quite the Jack Taylor he was prior to that moment, whether it was sick or was it a kick, whatever it might be. Hopefully
there's no illness going around the camp. That would be a problem. It's time of year as well.
Stephen Parry says Combs said he was being sick, but either way, I don't know if I quite like him carrying on. Like, can we not make a substitution? I'd go off at half time.
Jens, come on.
I was like, I thought he'd be going off at half time, but he carried on. Full credit to him. So I really liked his, gutsy determination to obviously see it through and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, surely Jens can come on midway through the first half and and do a job. And lastly, I'm not disliking. I'm loving the partnership, Steve, forming throughout the team. Love it. Partnerships. That's what you get, right? And now you can start to build. And I said on yesterday's reaction show, Steve, I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know if you do. Now you've got two games under your belt, 6 points, and you've picked the same 11 for what you can pick, right? Obviously, George House couldn't play.
Yeah.
Those coming in, if there are changes on Saturday, those coming in are now fighting to regain something in terms of appearances in the first team. They know the standard. They've seen the standard. There's now an argument for a manager to say, look, I'm going to bring Egley back in over you, McAteer, for example. We've won 2 games. You scored 2 goals. There's now a standard, and there's now suddenly an urgency as a player coming in to really, ramp up your game because you want to make your own claim for that shirt back.
Brings a different attitude to the squad. It should be a dog-eat-dog attitude of actually, I want your shirt. And actually, I'm going to work hard on training, or I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So hopefully we'll see a bit more. It's a good group of guys, but we just want to see that. Do you know what? I want to play. I want to play in front of you. I want to get into that town shirt, and I want to show the fans why the manager's put faith in me. And actually, I like that. I do like that as a fan and as someone watching the team. I want to see them absolutely go for that shirt.
I agree. Absolutely agree. It's how you do it, right? You're all mates off the field, but when it comes to the game time, you all desperately want to play, and you would do anything to be the one that is playing. So yeah, that absolutely. Andrew says, great show, gentlemen. Thank you very much. No, thank you, Andrew, for watching, and thank you all at home for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your town news, views, fan opinion, and more. But until tomorrow at 8 o'clock, when I'm joined by George Nunn, and I always forget one, Steve. I always forget. I know it. I was looking at the diary earlier. I was looking at that. I was looking, so I didn't forget. And I always come to the point where at the end of the show, and I go, "Oh no, mine's gone blank." Anyway, someone will join me and George tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. But until then, he's been Steve. I've been the Gov. You've been the brilliant audience. Take care. See you tomorrow. God bless. All the best. You've reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hit here to subscribe. It's totally free. And hit here for more Talking Town videos. I'll see you on the next one.